Just wanted to shoot like a quick little update, kind of what's going on, happening with the project, all that fun jazz. So right now I'm in the middle of going through and actually animating everything, using the motion and performance capture to put it into scenes so that the characters move around and I get an idea of the blocking. And can clean up a little bit of the animation, kind of put objects in characters' hands, whatnot, which is definitely the part of the entire process that's going to take the longest, just because that kind of informs everything else. But that's why it's been kind of quiet recently, just because it's not all that interesting, not all that fun. But I wanted to kind of walk everybody through what the process has looked like, just so you have an idea of like, why it might take as long as it does. The concept trailer has been up for a little over 6 months now. So in that 6 months, kind of what's happened, went ahead, wrote the script. It's a fairly long script. It's right around 139, 140 pages. So that got written, rewritten, I revisited it. That was probably like a 7 or 8 week process, just getting like the story written out, and that it was like revising it up through the recordings that we were doing. But, during that same process, once I had an idea of who the characters were and what was needed, I went ahead and cast the characters, which the cast was super awesome. And, on a pretty quick turnaround, we went ahead and started busting out the script and recording all the voice lines and the facial capture, which was all just done incredibly well. The actors for this are just like top notch. So we went ahead and wrapped that up in mid 3/4 of the way through January. So once that was all done, then I had to go in and I had to edit a version of the entire thing with their performances. So it was putting in temp music, getting the performances. There's a little, system that we have to do for motion capture, so that everything syncs up properly. So there was adding that, and then just kind of getting it all out, as well as a reading of the entire script, which I just used an AI voice generator for. So after that process, then I had to go ahead and export all those individual scenes out. And then it was a matter of doing the motion capture, which the motion capture took probably like about another 5 or 6 weeks, which was all just essentially every night, recording every single scene for every single character. Got knocked out, got wrapped up. So that is all in the bag. And now it's a matter of animating all that motion capture data and the facial performance. Essentially what I do for any time that there's a character whose face is on screen, they get run through a software called Faceware Studio, and that goes into Unreal Engine, which is another question I've gotten, is why are we using Unreal Engine? Because it's incredible, it's fast, and it just allows me to work in context. It's really the only reason that this is getting done on such a fast turnaround timeline. Because otherwise, it'd be a matter of taking all these stages one thing at a time. Unreal allows you to collapse multiple stages all into one, which is, so much faster and so much easier. And on top of that, you get the metahumans and Quixel Mega scans. So there you go. You want some high quality assets. Unreal's where to get them. So once I'm done animating, everything's laid out, ready to go, then it's a matter of going in and adding cameras, lights, all this different stuff. Right now what I'm doing is trying to make the scenes look the best they can without cameras. So any angle you look at it from, it has to kind of hold up. It doesn't always, but that's just the nature of working in this 3D space. But then once you start dropping cameras and stuff in there and the lighting, you get to cheat a little bit. Be like, all right, I'm looking over here now, so I don't have to worry about what's happening on this side. Or this character can spawn in because the camera's not looking that direction. And then it's doing another animation pass, just making sure every time that the camera is looking at something, it looks the best that it can. And then it'll be a process of rendering that all out of Unreal Engine, which is extremely fast in the workflow we're going in. And then from there, it's a matter of doing a rough edit, VFX, sound, music, it's pretty much done. So that's really it for now. Just an update kind of telling you how it's going, what's happening. It's all looking really, really good. And I do really appreciate the support so far. And, looking forward to getting this out for y'all. So once I have, probably in that rough edit stage, I'll be able to do a more significant update. Tease a little bit, not show off too much, but there's a lot. This is, it's a good story. It's well performed by the actors, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.